Hello and welcome once again to Solo Board Gaming presents Braveheart Solitaire. Another of those original book games from Worthington Publishing. And again, from the team of Mike and Grant Wiley and Sean Cook. And it's the third in the series of these brilliant book games, and we'll have a really close look. If you remember, the first two were Bismarck Solitaire, which we've covered at length in a previous video, and of course the same with Waterloo Solitaire, which we've also covered in a previous video at length. So this is the third iteration of the original book game series, available all over the world from Amazon. And at the end of this video, we'll take a quick look at what will be the fourth in the series of these book games from Worthington Publishing. So that's right at the end of the video. We're also, I may as well, up to now, I'll reveal which is my favourite of the book games so far. Why not? Anyway, let's have a close look at the latest Braveheart Solitaire. Wow, first of all, what great cover art. Slightly fanciful maybe, but beautiful cover art here on the front, and typical of the series, this bright popping colour that we can all enjoy. And on the back, a very brief preview of what we can expect in the game. And like the other games, there are 24 battles to play in this book. And like the other games, just put my dice tray there. All we need is a die, just a single die, and a pencil. And that's it. Because that's the beauty of these games. You can take them anywhere. You don't need any more paraphernalia. You don't need any more die, any more counters, or anything like that. It's just the book, the dice, and the pencil. It's a quality book with a quality spine. It'll take some fairly rough handling, no problem. It's made to travel. I tend to play mine on the couch, in the lounge, watching the TV maybe, or half watching the TV. It's that kind of game because there's no prep. You just open the book, grab your die and your pencil, and off you go. Now, like the others, this is divided into 24 battles. 24 times you can actually play this game before you then have to start rubbing out your pencil markings, if that's what you do. Some people put acetate on, some people photocopy the pages. It's absolutely fine. But I use the book exactly how it was designed. I'm a game player, not a game collector, if you like. So I use a really soft 5B pencil. They're really soft, as you know, and easy to just rub out if you're going to play more than 24 times. And there's not many games in your collection, guys, that you've played more than 24 times, probably. But anyway, so we have the first 12 games of the Battle of Falkirk. Oh, yes. 12 games of the Battle of Falkirk, which was a crushing defeat of the Scots, a crushing defeat of the brave attempts of William Wallace. Now, the first 6 of those 12 are standard, or what the game calls challenging. The second 6 are difficult. Well, let me tell you this. Great for a solo game, and this is how a solo game should be. Even the standard difficulty is very difficult. I lost my first game on game turn 11, I think it was. We'll check in a minute. Out of 18 turns, I lost on game turn 11. Go back to England and tell them Scotland is free. Well, not in my game, it wasn't. So those are the first 12 games then. It's Falkirk, it's William Wallace, and you're playing Scotland against the English in challenging and then difficult. And then the second half of the book is and it really switches up a gear. I do like this one. It's Bannockburn. And this time, historically, it was a Scottish victory over the English. And again, the first 6 of the Bannockburn scenarios is standard, challenging, difficulty. And the second 6 is what the game calls difficult. Well, we'll take a look in a second what that actually means. These are challenging games no matter what difficulty you play on. All of these book games I found to be pretty challenging. And you want that in a solo game. You want to be able to pick up the game not knowing how it's going to turn out. And you can then, because each game's only going to take about 30 minutes, so you can then have another go almost straight away. So, just like the previous 2 iterations, it goes into the details of the introduction, the game summary, explains the action charts with the English bot. And the bot is always at the top of the page, on this half of the page, and its options and actions. And then you as the Scots player use the map to choose your actions for each turn. And it explains more, as we see there, and then goes further on to explain movement, advancement, reinforcement example, sequence of play and actions here. And shall I turn? I don't think I'll turn to the next one because I don't want to reveal what the next game is, but there is a really good detailed example of play. And then we get on to the first battle, like so. Okay, so how does it work? This is the map. This is the game area over which you'll play the game. At the top is the bot. So this is the bot. Battle of Falkirk. Go back to England and tell them Scotland is free. Here's your sequence of play, attack results table, some history here of the actual battle itself. And then you'll be rolling your die to determine what action the bot will take. Archers, Lincoln's Knights, Durham's Knights, King's Knights, Surrey's Knights, Pike. And then there'll be a tactical events table as well. Now, a couple of these will advise you to roll, as well as taking out an action, on the tactical events table. So there's 6 possible bot actions there. There are 6 more possible results on the tactical events table. So every single turn, potentially there's 12 different results that the bot could carry out. And that's quite a bit for a book game, for a solo game. That's not bad. Your decisions are all happening down the bottom. So in blue here, these are the Scots. In red, these are the English. The ones in solid colour, and that includes, by the way, the solid diagonal colour to show the mounted troops, in this case the knights. They are present on the battlefield. The ones that are just outlined and do not have a fill colour, these are reinforcements. So as you can see, there's a lot of potential English reinforcements in pike and archers that could come on to the battlefield. And here is the turn tracker from turn 1 to turn 18. So you have until turn 18 to win the game as the Scots. And if you haven't won the game by then, you've lost the game. So that's basically how it goes. So just like the other games, you choose an action. See all these actions here? We've got the Scots leader, William Wallace. We've got Murray, and these apply to the formations on the battlefield. As you see, Murray. He can attack Lincoln's Knights, or if Lincoln's Knights are routed, he can attack Surrey's Knights, Lincoln, Surrey, or he can attack Pike if they're coming on as reinforcements. You can see here, I was facing a lot of archer reinforcements from the English and a lot of pike reinforcements over here. Stuart, Graham, Macduff, James's knights and the archers. The Scots only have a few archers here at the back and one small cavalry unit, one small mounted division here of mounted knights. Now the circles behind the infantry units here, are to designate whether or not you're in Chiltern. Now the Chiltern, you'll probably remember, it's where the Scots would kneel in the front rank, stand in the other ranks and thrust forward their spears so that they would have a complete hedgehog, a porcupine of spears to defend against mounted knights' attack. And at the beginning of each turn, every turn, you have to decide, are each unit in Chiltern? And in which case you would shade in your marker here. Or they could come out of Chiltern, in which case you would put a line through it. You see, they were in, Stuart here was in Chiltern like that. Then I took him out of Chiltern, so put a cross through it. And the same happened here, went into Chiltern again, out of Chiltern again, and here in and out of Chiltern. But you can only do it a certain amount of times. You've got to get these decisions right to face these attacks from the English knight formations, because in Chiltern they do better defending against the attacks from the mounted knights. But if they are in Chiltern, they cannot then attack using, look here, a Scotch Charge. So let's have a look at the Scotch Charge. The Scotch Charge will give you a +1 die modifier to any of your attacking infantry formations if they're attacking as a Scotch Charge, but they can't attack as a Scotch Charge while they're in Chiltern. For instance, if we were playing the game now, Murray here, he's in Chiltern. He can't attack using a Scotch Charge. Stuart can, because his Chiltern was cancelled at the beginning of this turn. So he's not in Chiltern. If there was any of him left, he could attack with Scotch Charge. And if so, you then cross one off. But your Scotch Charge will, we'll just pan down here a little bit. Dun, dun, dun. Scotch Charge will take 2 activation spaces. Look, Stuart was used in a Scotch Charge on game turn 9, but you also have to cross the next activation box, so it uses up more activations. Makes a lot of sense. The Scotch Charge is going to take a lot out of these guys. And here, Graham was used again and again. On turn 8, Scotch Charge. On turn 10, Scotch Charge. And here, Macduff. I did find them very, very useful, the Scotch Charge. So you're making those decisions, what formation to be in. And it's as if, yes, there is some mobility and fluidity on the battlefield. I think it's amazing the way these books manage to do that from just a static printed map like that. But it does manage to do it. It gives you that feeling. Each time you have a casualty, of course, you cross off a box of your infantry or their Surrey's knights, like so. And as reinforcements come onto the field, you shade in the infill around these outlined units here. And as I say, I lost this game on turn 11 because I had 3 formations routed. See, I've circled them here: Murray, Stuart and Graham. But I'd also managed to rout Durham and the King's Knights, but I wasn't even close to getting the 3rd English rout that I required. That was tough. So next, let's quickly go on to Bannockburn. Oh, and by the way, you can see, like all the books, this lies nice and flat, but I tend to play on the couch with my trusty die tray next to me, shaky, and roll and so on. It's so easy to play this on your lap, and that's how I tend to do it. And I think that's using the book game to its fullest. It's exactly how it's meant, on a train, in the back of a car. So, yes, on we will go to, is this, yes, Bannockburn. There we go, lay it flat again. The Battle of Bannockburn. Let's have a quick look. Okay, again, oh, look at this. What will yon Scots fight? And there's the Saltire there, the Scots flag. There's your sequence of play, your attack results table, some history of Bannockburn. And again, these 6 options here for bot actions, Welsh archers, Pike, Clifford's Knights, Gloucester's Knights, Hereford's Knights, King Edward II himself, where he, if you roll a 6 as the bot, he's going to say use the tactical events table, which is down here, and attack with the knight formation that has the most units on board, and with an advantage of -1 to the die roll. Powerful. And of course, as well as the 6 actions there, a couple of times you are invited to also roll on the tactical events table 6 more actions there, and that's each and every turn. Meanwhile, there we go, Bannockburn. This is where you, as the Scots, are going to play. You got your map here showing the English forces. Tons, look, of potential pike reinforcements. And look, the bot had so many pike reinforcements when I was playing this. Now, this one I won. But look, here's the turn track, turn 1 up to turn 18. And I won on game turn 17. This was a tough slog. I've got to say, this was my favourite one. And it does feel as if the battle is fluid. Again, it has similar mechanics to the Battle of Falkirk, where you have the units here, Douglas, Moray and Bruce, that can change in and out of Shiltron. And again, if they're in Shiltron, they can't use the Scotch Charge. But this is what I like. Look at this reserve here. I really enjoyed that. That's the reserve's starting position. And here they are here in your options. And that's the reserve in advance. Now, if you want to advance your reserves, you have to move them all at once. So whether there's 2, 3 or all 5 reserves remaining, once you decide to advance, all of the remaining reserves have to advance. Now, what I did on the first game turn, I bolstered from my reserve. I bolstered Douglas and I bolstered Moray. I then had 3 left. And on one of my turns, I moved them all forward. So I advanced 3 of them. Look, there they are. So that was the reserve remaining. And if I decide to move them to their advanced positions, then all remaining have to move to their advanced positions. And that was a great move, because from there I took on the Welsh archers. Let's have a look. Scott's actions here, down here, look. When in reserve, I can add 1 or 2 units to any infantry formation, or I can advance. When in advance, I can attack the Welsh archers, or attack Pike, or attack Clifford's Knights. You see, and it really did feel like a fluid, mobile battlefield. I loved this battle. Out of the 2, Bannockburn was my favourite, without a doubt. But plays in a similar way, where first of all you're going to decide which units are in or out of Shiltron. Then you're going to choose your action for the turn. Then, and you see, this is before you know what the English bot is going to do, because then the bot gets its die roll and you see what action the bot is going to take and you carry out that action. Only then, after the bot has finished his choice and carrying out the action, only then do you carry out your action. This is why this game is so darn difficult. You don't know what's going to happen, but you've already decided what action you, as the Scots, are going to take. Oh, and, of course, this continues all the way through the book. All really, really brightly coloured. Oh, and the more difficult you get, by the way, for instance, the less Scotch charges you can make, and so on. Some of the units have less potential activations. At the end, you have, just like in the other books, there it is, that's what I was looking for. You can keep your results. So here's my Falkirk, there's my Bannockburn. I played just one of each. I've only had this a couple of days. I lost my Falkirk battle on turn 11, but I won my Bannockburn battle on day 17. And potentially, depending which way you look at it, the first half of these are easy mode, although they call it challenging, and the second half are difficult mode. What a game. So, hope you enjoyed that. That's a brief look at BRAVEHEART Solitaire. Now, the fourth game in the series, hot on the heels of this and very soon available, will be, dun dun dun, let's reveal. Where is it? No, it's not there. Here we go. There it is. It's Gettysburg Solitaire. Oh yes. And it tells us we have 12 battles from July the 1st and 12 for July the 2nd. July the 1st will be the easier of the 2 days, but July the 2nd will get much tougher as you have to fight through Devil's Den and Little Round Top and the Union Reserves coming from Culp's Hill. That's Gettysburg Solitaire, and it'll be the next one in the series. We've already seen Bismarck, we've seen Waterloo, and now this BRAVEHEART Solitaire, the next one in a couple of weeks' time will be Gettysburg. And I know that will excite a lot of people. Now, so far, we have 3 book games published. Braveheart, Waterloo and Bismarck. And now I'm proud to say you can take a look at all 3 of them in some detail in my videos on this channel. Which one of the 3 do I prefer at the moment? It's tough, because what I love about all of them is the fact that I just grab it off the shelf, literally grab it off the shelf, take the pencil and the die, sit on the couch, flip to the book, bang, bang, bang. And often I'll be making those noises and I'll be going, and I'll be, you know, as the swords clash and things like that, and my knight's charge or my artillery goes off, and I'll be cursing, no, 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 that kind of thing. My good lady wife, long-suffering wife, will look up from her book or from the TV. What's the matter? Nothing. I'm just being crushed here on the other side of the room. So brilliant. What is my favourite? Okay, just about right now, my favourite is Bismarck. Go take a look. I love Bismarck Solitaire. It says a lot to me. I love the cat and mouse, moving Bismarck around to fulfill her missions, and yet trying to avoid the home fleet. I love the broadsides at 15, 20 miles distance and that kind of thing. Boom, boom. But yes, I can then quickly go to Waterloo and right now, Braveheart Medieval Warfare. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hope it's been a decent review. If it has, please put your comments down below. I love to read the comments, and please check in again very, very soon. There's another in fact, there's a queue of games coming up right now. They've all queued up and they'll be coming at you thick and fast from today. So thanks for watching. Take care. See you soon. Bye-bye.